Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English 909. I'm Jason, and today we're shifting gears slightly, and the topic about the GPS for your English journey of 12 rules to master the language. We just explored 12 powerful rules for financial freedom, but guess what? The same principles that lead to wealth are the ones that lead to language mastery. Improving your English, your listening, speaking, reading, and writing requires a disciplined approach, a strong mindset, and a commitment to learning before you earn fluency. Just as most people work for money without understanding its rules, many people study English without understanding the rules of effective language acquisition. They memorize lists, attend classes, and hope for fluency without a clear strategy. Today, we're going to explore 12 powerful rules that serve as a GPS for your English journey. These are simple, easy-to-understand lessons that can change your life forever if you take them seriously. Stay with me until the end, because fluency doesn't come to the smartest or the strongest. It comes to those who understand the rules. 1. English is a tool, not the goal, hammer, and wrench. Rule 1. English is a tool, not the goal. Many students think the ultimate goal is just to be fluent. They dream of having perfect grammar, an expansive vocabulary, and an impeccable accent. But the truth is, English is a tool, a vehicle, not the final destination. Just like money is used to build a life, English is meant to serve a purpose, to connect you, to open doors to better careers and education, to allow you to travel, and to enrich your life with new cultures and knowledge. Nobody falls in love with a hammer. You use it to build a house. Similarly, don't just chase fluency. Focus on what you want to build with your English. Do you want to study abroad, get a promotion, travel the world? If you make language your only goal, you may end up chasing perfection forever, becoming afraid to speak because of fear of mistakes. But happiness and success in English come from meaningful communication. Instead of asking, how can I have perfect English, start asking, what do I want to achieve with my English? Use it with a purpose. When you understand this, you stop chasing perfection blindly and begin to take control. English is the vehicle, and you are the driver. 2. Listen before you speak here. Rule 2. Listen before you speak. Learn before you earn. In our fast-moving world, many students want to speak fluently overnight. They want to earn the ability to speak before they learn the language's rhythm. They see others speaking well and think, I want that right now. But here's a powerful truth. If you speak before you listen, you will struggle with natural flow and pronunciation. Listening is the foundation. Just as a child spends months listening before uttering their first word, you need to immerse yourself. If you don't first learn the basic sounds, intonation, and structure of English, you can't truly master the spoken form. Trying to speak complex sentences without a strong listening base is like trying to build a skyscraper without deep roots. What should you learn through listening? You need to learn the basic language music, how native speakers reduce words, e.g., instead of going to how they link sounds and their natural pace. Start small. Listen to one short podcast or news report every day. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Focus on the rhythm and tone. When the chance to speak does come, your brain will have a natural template to follow. Always remember, auditory knowledge is the real currency in spoken English. 3. Save your words. Invest your sentences memo. Rule 3. Save your words. Invest your sentences. Save like a poor man. Invest like a rich man. The common advice is learn more vocabulary. Yes, learning words is important, but it's not enough. Most people save up hundreds of isolated words, but very few are taught how to use those words to build effective communication. Saving your words means collecting vocabulary and grammar rules, the building blocks. But investing your sentences is where true fluency lies. It means taking those basic words and connecting them into useful, reproducible phrases and sentences that you can use immediately in conversation. A student who only saves words might know difficult, learn in English but can't quickly say, "I find learning English quite difficult." A student who invests their sentences focuses on learning the entire phrase, which can be applied to many situations. "I find X quite difficult." Think of learning a phrase like planting a seed, investing. If you just put the word difficult in your pocket, it will never grow. But if you plant it in a sentence structure and practice using that full sentence, it will bear the fruit of natural, automatic speech. Start small. When you learn a new word, find 2 complete, useful sentences that contain it. Write them down. Practice saying the entire sentence. Saving gives you security, vocabulary, but investing gives you freedom, fluency. 4. Know your assets and liabilities, strengths and weaknesses, magnifying glass tilted right. Rule 4. Understand the difference between assets and liabilities in your skills. This is the rule that separates advanced learners from everyone else. The ability to understand the difference between their language assets and liabilities. An asset is anything that makes your English stronger and gives you confidence. This could be a good grasp of the present perfect tense, a strong reading speed, or a good pronunciation of R and L sounds. These put money, confidence, and clarity into your communication. That a liability is anything that takes money out of your communication. This might be a poor use of articles, a slash and slash, the difficulty with phrasal verbs, or a weakness in following fast speech. These cost you energy and hinder smooth conversation. Many students mistakenly focus only on new assets, learning new, complex words, while ignoring the silent liabilities, making the same basic grammar mistakes repeatedly. To break free from this trap, you must learn to identify and fix your liabilities first. Focus on building assets that compound, like learning 10 common verbs with all their prepositions, which is more valuable than learning 100 rare nouns. Action. Record yourself speaking. Listen back. What mistakes do you make repeatedly? That's your biggest liability. Focus on turning it into a stable asset. Assets feed your fluency. Liabilities bleed it. Choose wisely. 5. Work to learn skills, not just to earn grades, graduation cap. Rule 5. Work to learn skills, not just to earn grades or certificates. Most people study English just to pass an exam, get a certificate, or achieve a high grade. While this is understandable, it's a trap. If your only goal is to collect a paper, you're missing the bigger opportunity. The skills that change the entire course of your life. The smartest learners, especially in the early years, understand this. Don't work just to earn the grade. Work to learn the skill. Because what you learn today, how to argue a point, how to write a formal email, how to negotiate, can multiply your opportunities tomorrow. Many people say, "I hate grammar exercises," or "I only study this for the test." The real question is not just what you're doing, but what you're learning while doing it. Every English task, even the most boring grammar drill, has something to teach you. Are you learning how to manage complexity, long sentences? How to structure an argument, essay writing? How to handle pressure, speaking tests? These are skills that stay with you for life. Think of it like planting seeds. When you work to learn, you're planting communication skills inside you. These skills grow over time and don't disappear like a grade on a paper. Action. Focus on why you're learning something. If you're learning the passive voice, think, how will this help me sound more objective in a business meeting? Don't make the mistake of chasing only the highest grade. Look for the task that offers the most growth. A certificate is temporary, but skills are forever. 6. Avoid feature creep, inflation mobile phone. Rule 6. Avoid the trap of feature creep inflation. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Imagine this. You've worked hard and reached an intermediate level. Suddenly, you feel excited and proud. You think, now that I'm good, I need the best tools. You buy an expensive dictionary app, sign up for 5 different online courses, purchase a high-tech noise-canceling headset, and subscribe to a dozen English magazines. This is English feature creep, inflation. It's when your tools and resources grow faster than your actual learning and application. You tell yourself, I'm a serious learner. I deserve this new expensive course. But your actual time spent actively speaking or writing remains the same. The danger lies in turning rewards, buying a new learning tool, into a regular habit that replaces the hard work of practice. The expensive courses pile up unread. The dictionary app sits idle. Even though you're buying more and more learning stuff, your fluency doesn't increase because you are spending time acquiring tools instead of using them. Smart learners do something different. When their skill increases, they don't immediately increase their spending on tools. They continue to use simple methods, reading books, listen to podcasts, and use the extra time and mental energy to practice and build real-world experience. Simple truth. If you always depend on a new tool to learn, you will always be one step away from feeling inadequate. Living below your means in English doesn't mean living in a state of boredom. It means making smart choices. Use the simple tools effectively. Action. Before buying any new English learning product, pause. Ask yourself, will this increase my practice time or just my tool collection? Feature creep inflation keeps you stuck. Smart, simple practice sets you free. 7. Fluency flows to value clarity. Light bulb. Rule 7. Fluency flows to value. Money flows to value. One of the most important truths about communication is that you don't get praise for your time spent talking. You get praise for the value you bring in the conversation. Many students believe that talking more means speaking better. They think, if I use big, complex words, I will sound smarter. But this is not always true. Your value is a reflection of how much clarity you create for others. To understand this, imagine you can write a report using simple, clear English in 1 hour. Another person uses complex, long sentences and takes 3 hours. Your income, your ability to communicate effectively, depends entirely on clarity, not time spent. This highlights the difference between speaking hard, using complex, unnecessary words, and speaking smart, using the right words for maximum impact. The principle: the more clearly you solve a communication problem, explaining a complex idea, summarizing a topic, giving directions for people, the more highly your English is valued. To become valuable, start by asking yourself, what ideas can I express and what questions can I answer for others? Clarity is your tool to provide value. The simpler and more direct your communication is, the more valuable you become. Action. After every English conversation, ask yourself, did the other person understand my main point clearly and quickly? Value attracts fluency. Be clear, be valuable. 8. Your study circle affects your fluency handshake. Rule 8. Your study circle affects your fluency. Your circle affects your wallet. Have you ever heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with? This is especially true when it comes to English. The people around you, your study partners, online friends, and conversation partners, have a huge influence on your practice habits, mindset, and ultimately, your fluency. Your circle affects your fluency more than you might think. If you spend most of your time with 5 people who waste time, don't correct each other, and only speak their native language, you are likely to become the 6th person to follow the same path. Habits and thinking patterns are contagious. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who focus on growth, correction, and active practice, your speaking will begin to change. You will start hearing conversations about proper usage, planning, and making smart linguistic decisions. English is like energy. When you're around people who waste it by avoiding practice, that energy drains from you. When you are with people who build fluency, that energy lifts you up. Action. Choose your study circle wisely. Find partners who challenge you to use new vocabulary, correct your mistakes kindly, and encourage you to think bigger. If you can't find a local partner, read books and articles by native speakers. Spend time with those who inspire you to be a better communicator. 9. Build multiple input-output streams link. Rule 9. Don't depend on one source of input or one method of output. Don't depend on one source of income. Most students rely on just one source of input, a single textbook, and one method of output, class conversation. They believe the steady method will keep them safe and secure. But life is unpredictable. You might get bored with the textbook. The class might end. When that one method disappears, you suddenly find yourself without structure and without a backup plan. Rich learners think differently. They understand the importance of having multiple streams of input and output. Instead of relying on just one source, they create many smaller sources that come from different places. Input streams: podcasts, news articles, novels, YouTube videos, and native speaker friends. Output streams: writing a daily journal, speaking practice with tutor, posting comments online, giving presentations at work, and texting in English. Each stream might not be huge on its own, but together they create a strong and steady flow of language growth. Why is this important? Because when you have multiple streams, the risk of losing motivation or getting stuck becomes much smaller. If you lose interest in your textbook, your other inputs can still keep you learning. This gives you peace of mind and flexibility. Action. Identify your primary source of learning, your job, your class. Then, intentionally build 2 smaller, secondary streams. For example, add 1 daily podcast input and 1 weekly writing session output. True fluency is not about how much you learn, but how many ways a language flows to you. 10. Learn the power of delayed satisfaction, deep learning, hourglass not done. Rule 10. Learn the power of delayed satisfaction, delayed gratification. This is one of the most difficult, yet powerful lessons in language learning. It means resisting the urge to only study for quick, immediate satisfaction, like passing a simple quiz or speaking a few basic sentences, and instead choosing to wait for a larger, more valuable benefit in the future, like true fluency in a complex debate. We live in a world full of temptations. Quick fix apps, vocabulary memorization tricks, and fluency in 30 days promises. But those who master delayed satisfaction unlock the secret to lasting fluency. Imagine you have 1 hour to study. Your first thought might be to spend it on something that gives instant happiness, watching an easy-to-understand movie or chatting with a friend using basic phrases. But what if you made a different choice? What if you decided to invest that hour in deep practice? This investment, giving up a small, easy pleasure now, simple practice, to gain a bigger reward later, deep, permanent comprehension, is the essence of successful language learning. Deep practice involves tackling challenging material, actively repeating difficult sounds, and writing complex sentences that require thought. This is hard and doesn't feel immediately satisfying, but it makes your learning compound over time. Action. Next time you are about to choose an easy learning task, pause. Choose a slightly harder task instead, e.g., instead of watching a movie with subtitles, watch the same scene without them. You delay small, easy satisfactions so you can enjoy the bigger reward of true, effortless fluency in the future. 11. Use English to buy time, efficiency, rocket. Rule 11. Use English to buy time, use money to buy time. If you ask most successful people what is more valuable than English, they might say time. Time is the most precious resource we have. That's why one of the smartest language moves you can make is learning how to use English to buy time, to make your life more efficient. What does it mean to buy time with English? It means using your language skills to free yourself from tasks or obligations that consume your energy and attention, but don't add real value to your life. When you free your time, you can focus on what truly matters: your health, your family, your goals. Example 1. If you are highly fluent in reading technical documents, you can process information quickly without spending hours translating. Your English buys you time and comprehension. Example 2. If you can write a clear, professional email in 5 minutes instead of 30, you save 25 minutes. Your English buys you time and output. Instead of struggling to do everything yourself, you use your language resources to make your life easier and more productive. Action. Focus on improving the English skills you use every day, reading and writing speed at work or university. Protect your time like a treasure. Use English efficiency to buy back hours, days, or even weeks in your life. When you manage your English wisely, you manage your life wisely. 12. Never stop learning about English. The world changes. Glow with meridians. Rule 12. Never stop learning about English. Never stop learning about money. The world is changing faster than ever. New slang emerges, new technologies like AI language tools appear, and even new cultural ways of communicating take shape. This rapid change means that the way you used English yesterday may not work the same way tomorrow. Because of this, one of the most important rules to build lasting fluency is to never stop learning about English. Many students think that once they reach a certain level, like B2 or C1, they are done. But learning English is a lifelong journey, not a one-time event. The most successful people make learning about language a daily or weekly habit. They know that the more they understand about vocabulary, cultural context, and communication strategy, the better their decisions become. And better decisions lead to stronger communication. Action. Set a goal to learn one new piece of slang or a cultural phrase each week. Read one article about how English is used in a different country: India, Australia, the U.S. When you make learning about the language a habit, you create a mindset of growth. In the end, never stopping learning about English is more than a rule. It's a way of life. It will pay you back with security, opportunity, and the freedom to connect with anyone, anywhere. Final thoughts. English reveals you. English doesn't change you. It reveals you. Just like money, the language you speak is like a mirror. It reflects what is already inside you. If you are a curious person, English will give you the ability to be even more curious, letting you read original texts and watch foreign films. But if you are impatient, your English struggles will only make you more frustrated and self-focused. Chasing fluency alone is a mistake. When people focus only on how well they speak, they often lose sight of what really matters: growth, knowledge, and discipline. When you chase growth instead of perfection, you develop the skills and habits needed to use a language wisely. When you chase knowledge, you become smarter with your communication decisions. When you chase discipline, you build strong control over your practice and motivation. Fluency will naturally follow you when you focus on these important things. You are no longer just working for English. You are letting English work for you. This is the true secret to language freedom and peace of mind. Thank you so much for watching and listening today. I hope you enjoyed these 12 powerful language rules and found them helpful for your practice. Remember, your hard work will pay off. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and never give up on your dreams. English is a skill you can master, and I'm here to help you along the way. Goodbye for now, and keep learning. For more useful videos lesson, please share and subscribe to English 909. Thank you for watching.